Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about another popular problem on LeetCode, which is critical connections in a network. It is a problem that is asked in Amazon as well as some other big companies, and it is a very important problem. And we are going to learn how to implement the critical connections in a network. What basically is a critical connection, or you can say a vertex, which becomes a critical connection, is basically a vertex which, when removed from the graph, then we are not the graph becomes disconnected, or we are not able to reach all the other vertices once that particular vertex is removed. So as you can see in the example 1, if we remove 1 here, then there's no possible way, unless we modify the graph, that we reach 3 if we start traversing from either 2 or 0. So in this case, 1 is a vertex that is critical for this graph, and this connection 1 and 3 becomes a critical connection. So that is the whole idea, and we are going to learn how to find the critical connection. So we are given um, class called solutions, and then we have a function called critical connections with n representing the number of vertices. So in this case I think 4, and then there's a vector which is depicting all the connections. So as you can see, 0 1 1 2 2 0 1 3. What we are going to do is we are going to do DFS, and along with DFS we are going to slightly modify it by maintaining two separate arrays, which one called discovery and the other array called discovery, the other array called low. And I'm going to shortly tell you what the significance of these arrays is. And we are going to implement DFS using adjacency list here. So for the traversal, we are going to use list, not the matrix. You can use matrix as well, but list I feel has a better time complexity, so I'm going to use list. So this, and then we will also have an array called visited, which is going to keep a track of all the visited vertices. So now we have this. Now let's say we are going to also have another function called add edge, and we will have another function for traversal in v. Here p is the signifying the parent of this vertex. I'm going to tell you what it means in detail just in a few seconds. In v, in p, and then actually that's it. It's always a good practice to use scope operator and do it outside the main class. So void add solution add edge in v in w. It's actually w, and we are right now just creating our graph from the given information or the 2D vector. So one thing that we should do is initialize our arrays and the list. So new list, it's going to be the size of the size given here, that is n, and visited equals to new bool n, and discovery is also going to keep track of all the time taken to visit each of the vertex, so it's also going to be of size n, and low similarly is going to be of size n as well. New, I forgot to add it. So this is basically our initialization. Then we can also create a function for doing that, but let's just do it here. So we have given them the memory, and now we are going to initialize them with some default value. So it I is equals to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. Let's mark everything as unvisited when we start, so everything is false. Discovery time for any vertex, let's mark it as maximum, so it's infinite for now before we begin, and max. Once we are done with this, we are going to create a loop to add the edges. Int I is equals to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. Let's see, do this. Temp is equals to shiz I add edge. What we are doing here is we are getting each of the connection from the connections, and then we are creating an add edge, or basically let's say like for 0 and 1 we have the 0th value as 0 and first value as 1. For this second connection, 0th value is 1, the first value is 2. So we are establishing or creating or adding edges for the graph. So it's going to, when we call add edge, it's going to create an edge between 0 and 1. Then for the second time, it's going to create an edge between 1 and 2, and so on. So this is just doing that. And once we are done with this, we are going to call traverse, and we can start with any of the vertex. So let's just start with, let's say 0, 0, and whichever vertex we choose as a starting vertex, the parent for that would be -1, and then the discovery time for that vertex from where we are starting is going to be 0. So this is going to be the default for us. And let's write the code for traversal, and then I'm going to explain it. I don't know what it is doing. Word solutions. Did I miss on something? Word solution. And B. And yeah, actually discovery counter is something. Oh, that's all. We're going to make change here also. So now I'm going to explain you what discovery counter is. Whenever we start from any particular vertex, let's say we start from 0, then we move to 2. So for 0, the discovery counter, or for the starting vertex, the discovery counter is always 0. There's 0 seconds to discover this particular vertex. Let's just assume like that. Then when we move to 2, we are going to increment the discovery counter by 1. And then when we move to 1, we are going to increment the discovery counter again by 1. And whenever we reach a particular vertex, we set the value for that vertex's discovery and low. Like in the array, we are going to update the value for that vertex as the discovery counter. What it means is the time taken to reach a particular vertex from the parent signifies the discovery counter. So here we have discovery for v is equals to discovery counter, low for v is equals to discovery counter Now we increment discovery counter by 1 and we mark this vertex as visited. We will maintain an iterator, so since it's a list, so now we are going to iterate through each of the edges. We are going to iterate through each connection, or what you can say is, let's say we are at 0, we are going to go to 2 and 1 through this for loop. So it is equals to adjacency of v dot begin. This is basically just doing DFS. Let's see, v dot begin it not equal to, let's see, so far we have not done anything other like unusual than DFS. Just by we have just maintained two arrays, discovery and low, and for the function we have just passed the parent and discovery counter. So it's almost similar to DFS. We have just modified a little bit. So if the vertex is our parent, we continue. Just going to explain it why in a second. If visited, what this means is when we iterate through the list, we are going to encounter, so let's say we are at 1, there could be 3 cases. One is we are going to see a connection between 1 and 2, so it is going to be 2, value of it, value, or it could be 0 or it could be 3. If it is 2, we are just going to continue. Why? Because we have already come from 2, so 2 is already our parent. We have already updated the value of discovery and low for 1 through 2. So we are not going to explore it anymore, or we are not going to get any update from here. So we just ignore it or continue. Next possibility is that we encounter a vertex that is not visited. Then that becomes a child of that vertex. So in this case, let's say we are at 1. There are 3 possible vertices that are there, or the connections. One is 2, one is 0, and the other one is 3. 2 we said is the parent. We are assuming that we are reaching 1 through 2, so 2 is the parent. 0 is the neighbor, and 3 is the child. Since we started from 0, 0 is visited, and 3 is not visited. So unvisited become the children, and visited ones become the neighbor. So in this case, 0 is the neighbor and 3 is the child. It is very important to understand the significance of this, is because the whole purpose of traversing is to update low and discovery. Basically low, not even discovery. So discovery is updated whenever we reach a particular vertex, and discovery signifies the time it took for the vertex to be reached when we try to reach it through the parent, and we just update low as well with the discovery counter. But then if we see that there is another connection that is possible via neighbor, then it means that 0 and 1 do not have a critical connection, and even if we remove 0, we would not face any difficulty of reaching other vertices. So here let's just keep in mind that we are at 1 and we have the value of it as 0, so 0 becomes the neighbor. So we are going to update the value of v with low of v and discovery of star id. Actually, What it means is that had we come from 0 and not 2 to this vertex, the low time would have been this, not this. So, which is basically the discovery time of that vertex. So, it would be lower than the discovery time or the value set using the discovery counter. So, this is one way we update the low, and then the other way is we call DFS for the children, and in this case we are going to call it for 3. So 3 becomes the vertex, so and V becomes the parent, and then we are going to pass in discovery counter. Once we get back from 3, we are going to update low again. So as I was saying, the whole idea of this traversal is to update low and check if it is meeting the criteria, which I'm going to show right now. So low is updated again with the low value of V versus low value of the child. Whichever one is smaller, we are going to update it. So in this case, it's possible that if there was a connection between 0 and 3 also, not just by 1 and 3, and we reach 3 by 1, then the low value of 3 would be the visiting time or the discovery of 0. So then the low value of 3 would not be set by just the discovery counter, but would be set here through the discovery time of 0 if there was a connection. But since there is no connection, the only way we are setting the low is through the discovery counter, which is being called from here. I hope I'm making myself clear. So when we are at vertex 1, we try to call vertex 3, we call it from here. So now assume that we are at vertex 3. Once we are at 3 and we iterate through the list, the only vertex that is present for 3 is 1, which is directly the parent. So the value of low for 3 never got updated. As I told you, there's like two ways to update the value. One is through the child or children, or the other way is through the neighbor. In this case, since 3 has only a single connection, that is to the parent, so we do not update the list, and the only time we do not update the array, and the only time the array for low, the value for low for 3 was updated is when it was visited first through the discovery counter. So now I'm going to write the condition to find out the critical connection. If discovery of our vertex is less than low of, it is a very important statement. What it means is that, I made a typo also, discovery. So if the discovery time for vertex I, or in this case 1, is less than the low time of vertex 3, since as I explained 3 would not be updated, the value for 3's low would not be updated because there is no other critical connection, but would only be updated once here, which is through the discovery counter. So if it is greater, the low value for the child is greater than the visiting time of parent, then that is a critical connection. This is a very important point, and if you just understand what I'm trying to say, it's going to become very easy, and you would do this problem without any, I mean, you wouldn't even have to practice it. If you just know DFS, you're going to solve this problem. So this is basically the condition to find the critical connection. If I'm going to repeat it again so that I make myself clear. If the time taken to reach vertex 1, the discovery time is just simply the relative time taken. So if the time taken to reach vertex 1 is still less than the time taken for its child's low is always keeping the lowest value it takes to reach that particular point. But since in this case it is only updated once when we reach from parent to the child, so this would be as we can see, going to be greater. So this will be a critical connection. If we just consider the case of 1, so let's say we are at 1, and for 1 we see that its value is updated by 0. So as if you know, we started from 0, so the value for the discovery counter for 0, or the visiting time for 0, was 0. So when 1 iterates through the list and finds a connection between 1 and 0, it updates its low value with the discovery time of 0, which is going to be 0. So 1 has a discovery time of 2, but the low time for 1 becomes 0. So that is how we know that 1 and 0 is not a critical connection, or 1 or 2 is not a critical connection, because there is another way we can reach 1 through 0. But for this case, it is not possible, because the only time we update the discovery array for 3, or sorry, the low array for 3, is via when we make a call from 1. So this is a critical connection, and we have not created an array that. So we are going to create an array for result. So vector, we're going to name it result. So, and I find it easy to, I know it takes a little extra space, but it's easier to understand. Let's create a vector temp, and temp dot pushback it, temp dot pushback v. So since we need to tell the critical connections, not just the vertex, so here 1 and 3 form a critical connection, and as it is said, output 1 or 3, or 3 or 1, both are accepted. So it doesn't matter if you put the star it first, or the value of it first, or just the vertex first. So order doesn't matter here. So once we do that, we are going to put it in our result, the result of pushback temp. Here it is. And let's give it a try. Oh, shoot. Int it, if I had no variable conversion from, what did I do wrong here? Oh, int it. I have a habit of starting for loop with int I, so just accepted. Wrong answer. Output expected 1, 3. Let's see, where did we go wrong? It's very important to actually understand the problem as well, because that is also part of learning. So let's give it a try. Everything looks fine to me. Let me pause it and see, and then I think I found my mistake. So this was very naive mistake. Connections dot size. Let's give it another try. Bingo. So as you can see, I just do a lot of typos, and that's why I paused it. So just to find out where I was wrong. But I hope you understand the logic of it. It is nothing but just TFS, a modified version of TFS, and we are just maintaining two arrays. One is discovery and the other one is low. Discovery signifies the time it takes for a vertex to be reached from its parent, but low is basically giving us an alternative path to be reached if we do not take the path of the parent, and we update low every time we have a neighbor or we have a child. And if the value of the time taken for vertex to be reached is less than the lowest time it takes for its child to be reached, then that is a critical connection. I hope I made myself clear. And please subscribe, like my video, and if you have any comments, please put them in the comments. And I appreciate feedback. I am also learning. And if you have any more questions or if you have any doubts that you would want me to clear, please put in a comment. Thank you.